So, hi, good morning. How are you? All good? Very thank you. So, how many of you know it? All of you? See, I felt that life has once again started. So, yeah, I will tell you. So, getting award from Mr. Amir Khan, who himself does not goes to take award, was itself was a great feeling. So, we'll let you know. अब ये तो क्लास है तो it was all 8 lakh entries, 800 finalists, and mine was all India rank 2. So there was a different result. So got an opportunity to meet Modi ji also in person, and so as that majority of the ministers also. So might be that one new institute is going to come up. Might be not. In this year, government is on the line of IIM and IITs. They are creating a new institute in Bombay, that is IICT, which is Indian Institute of Creative Content Technology. So we'll be the invitees of the institute all the time. So that's one thing I have earned for myself, and all thanks to you guys. Then that actually without your support and then this all it would not have been possible. So and moreover it's a kick, motivation. We all need motivation. हम सबको चाहिए, ठीक है? तो थोड़ा सा मोटिवेशन किसी काम के रिकॉग्निशन से मिलता है तो एक्चुअली इट गिव्स यू अ इम्पेटस. तो आई फेल्ट कि पहले तो ये था कि यूपीएससी ही यूपीएससी, दिस इज वेरी मोनोटोनस जॉब, बट आई हैव समथिंग क्रिएटिव टू डू अपार्ट फ्रॉम इट. चलो, सो दैट स्टोरी विल कंटिन्यू. वेयर वेयर वी लास्ट टाइम? मेडिवल वी हैव स्टार्टेड. अच्छा, इन्वेजन्स तो इन्वेजन्स के बाद में नहीं किया है. ओके, मोहम्मद बिन कासिम्स इन्वेजन वी हैव मेंशन्ड. ठीक है, तो मोहम्मद बिन कासिम्स इन्वेजन, उसके पहले वी मस्ट हैव, ओके, so Mahmud of Ghajni's invasion we haven't mentioned, and so as that Muhammad Ghuri's invasion. So let's revise a little bit. Muhammad bin Qasim invasion 712, and in 712 it was all related to basically that this what we that piracy issues. Okay, and his ships were looted in Arabian Sea closer to the port of Deval, and then moreover finally it unfolded into some fight, and then after he himself got killed by the caliphate. Then so now 712 episode he has come to India. It has done only one thing, that it has led to increased trade contact between northwest part of India and so as Gujarat and so as with the Middle East. Now the second invasion is going to start from 985. Then so 985 onwards. And what is the second invasion all about? That Mahmud of Ghazni, ठीक है, but उसके background क्या है? So in the 10th century AD, there was a volatile situation in Middle East, or you can say that West Asia also. It's a very comparative term कि इंडिया से देखोगे तो it is not Middle East, it is West Asia, ठीक है? The terminology itself is a bit kind of that depends on that from where you are seeing. And एक और चीज याद रखना, that Middle East will always include, whenever in your prelims paper it is asked, so Middle East will include Egypt also, ठीक है? तो ये confusion हो जाता है कि Egypt is the part of Africa, तो how can it will be including it in the Middle East? It is the part of it. So a volatile situation arose. Samanid dynasty was ruling in the Middle East part, and moreover, this Samanid dynasty, what was the volatile situation? That Central Asian, who were the worshipper of the nature, and they were ferocious invaders. So they were invading the West Asia or Middle East very frequently, and there was a danger of the territorial integrity, and so as there was danger to Islam also, because they were not the followers of the Islam, they were nature worshippers. Now, in this situation, there was a requirement, or there was a need or necessity of a person who can, or a leader who can fight with the Central Asians and also protect Islam. So, the new position got created in the Samanid area, which is called as Ghazi. Then, and the first Ghazi of the Samanid was Mahmud of Ghazni. Then Mahmud of Ghazni, he was entrusted with two tasks, and this two task is basically, एक तो पहला कि to protect the territorial aspect of the Samanid, so its territory. Then second was not only protection of Islam but also the propagation of Islam. Then so in his endeavor, he was also supported by his court poet whose name was Firdausi. And Firdausi wrote a book, Sahnama. So this Sahnama created an indelible impact on some of the Central Asians. So some Central Asians accepted Islam under the influence of the Sahnama, and then some were forcibly defeated and converted, okay, as a prisoner of war by Mahmud of Ghazni. But Mahmud of Ghazni, till this time, what we have discussed, his role as a cultural regenerator in the West Asia. But to do the cultural regeneration in West Asia, he did crimes in India. He needed money, okay, for all these activities, and since already it was known to the people in the Middle East and then in this part of the world, see that there was always a very good relation between India and the Arab world. But it is the Mahmud of Ghazni who destroyed this relationship on the basis of religion. Then, so what he did, that he knew the temples of India were ultra rich then, and then it can be looted, and then hell lot of amount can be brought. So 985 onwards to 1025, then in these that 40 years, then he has invaded India 17 times. And every time when he has come to India, not just the loot is there, loot of gold, loot of precious items, but he did crime. If it would have been only loot, so that would have been little, one could have forgiven him. But what he did, that the massacre that he did, that was in huge numbers, and apart from it, there were sexual crimes against the women, so as the children. So the crimes were also there. In fact, large number of women were dragged to Central Asian market. They were sold. Then apart from it, he destroyed the temples also, not only looted. So his last invasion was Temple of Somnath in 1025. So that story is available in many forms. Then people have that they have their versions of this story on media. But as one part of it, you must need to know that Somnath is the first Shiv Jyotirling, you already know. And moreover, it was one of the symbol, obviously, that first Shiv Jyotirling, so destroying it would be kind of giving a bigger name to the Mahmud of Ghazni. So not only he looted wealth, but it is said that on the day when he was about to destroy the temple, so entire that the priestly class, priest and then the devotees of Somnath area, they completely surrounded the temple and they pleaded to him that whatever he wants, he can take it, but he must not go on the rampage to destroy the Sivlinga of the Lord Shiva. But he was like that, if I just loot it, then so I would be called as a lutera. Then, but if I destroy it, so I would be my name would be written in the golden words in the history that there was somebody who defeated a kind of a religion of the what they say, that kafirs and then whatever. Then, so now what has happened? Since it was very much probable that he will destroy the Sivalinga, so I just need to tell you, I think I have told this part in that temple architecture. Prana Pratishtha and Prana Visarjan. Have I told you? Prana Visarjan, have I told you? Prana Visarjan, I'll tell you. Prana Pratishtha is what? That as per the Hindu rituals, that if you install a idol in your that temple or even in the homes also, then generally it is not prescribed to install an idol in the homes, because the energy levels of the idols, as per the belief system, मुझे मतलब the belief system I'm telling you, okay? That idols, if you install of a particular proportionate or bigger size in the homes, it could be destructive also as per the belief system, because the energy cannot be handled by the that household places. Then, so in temples, when the idols are that prana pratishtha, or idols are that established over there, so rituals related to it keeps the energy in the control. So Prana Pratishtha is not just about infusing life into the idol, but that life, how its entire energy can be kept in a constructive manner. So another part is that ki if you have infused the life, so life can be taken also. And how life can be taken? If some sacrifice, okay, happens on the idol itself with blood spilling on it, then so the head priest of the Somnath, what he did, that he said to Mahmud of Ghazni that if you really want to destroy it, so destroy it with my head. Then he was holding the Sivalinga, and Mahmud of Ghazni beheaded him along with the Sivalinga. So that's how Prana Visarjan of the Murti happened. So why it is important in Hindu ritual that if the Prana Visarjan from the place happens, then once again Prana Pratishtha can happen. But bina Prana Visarjan ke agar jo destroy kar diya, so that place would be desacrilege, and there once again no Prana Pratishtha can happen. So that's why in the later times, once again, when Raja Bhimdev Solanki II was there, so he recreated the temple. उसके बाद भी destroy हुआ है, and then after India's independence, when the temple was once again created, so Prana Pratishtha was done by first president of India, Dr. Rajendra Prasad. ठीक है? This was the question. एग्जाम में ये क्वेश्चन था कि विच ऑफ द फॉलोइंग स्टेटमेंट, बहुत पुराना भी नहीं है, 2022 का है आई थिंक. सो विच ऑफ द फॉलोइंग स्टेटमेंट्स आर करेक्ट रिगार्डिंग द सोमनाथ टेम्पल. सो उसमें एक स्टेटमेंट था दैट प्राण प्रतिष्ठा वाज डन बाय द Dr. Rajendra Prasad, which was a right statement. Then, so understand that this was his crime, and moreover, so in Indian history, that people may forgive Muhammad bin Qasim, but not Mahmud of Ghazni, because he was not only a plunderer, but he performed one of the most heinous crimes against the humanity. Then, so let's write. सेकंड है ना, पहला लिख लिया है, तो टाइटल लिखो इन्वेजन ऑफ मोहम्मद बिन कासिम. नहीं नहीं, कासिम नहीं, महमूद ऑफ गजनी. जस्ट गिव मी 1 मिनट, ये चेंज कर. इन्वेजन ऑफ महमूद ऑफ गजनी. (985 to 1025). अब जैसे इनोवेटिव क्वेश्चंस क्या हो सकते हैं, ठीक है, एग्जाम में, दैट राज राजा, अच्छा यू हैव ऑलरेडी रेड, राज राजा फर्स्ट चोला वाज कंटेम्पररी ऑफ महमूद ऑफ गजनी. फाइंड द राइट स्टेटमेंट. इज इट राइट और रॉन्ग? राज राजा फर्स्ट चोला वाज कंटेम्पररी ऑफ महमूद ऑफ गजनी, और महमूद ऑफ गजनी वाज कंटेम्पररी ऑफ राज राजा चोला. राइट और रॉन्ग? पढ़ चुके हो. It's right. The Rajaraja Chola also, his tenure starts from the 985 and 1015. He created which temple? तंजौर बृहदेश्वर टेम्पल. तो ये टाइप के क्वेश्चन, ये देखो, ये कोई लिखवाएगा नहीं. मतलब ऑब्वियसली यू हैव टू, कि वो जो तुमने पढ़ा है वो थोड़ा दिमाग चलना चाहिए, ठीक है, कि इस टाइम पीरियड पे, और जैसे इफ आई हैव रिटन दिस टाइमलाइन, तो तुम्हारे दिमाग में चलना चाहिए कि कुछ और भी पढ़ा है जो इस टाइमलाइन में हो रहा है. So these are the innovative question which UPSC often ask. Then, अब लिखो, mention करो. In 10th century AD, in 10th century AD, a volatile situation arose in West Asia, whereby Samanid dynasty, Samanid, S-A-M-A-N-I-D, Samanid dynasty of Middle East, Samanid dynasty of Middle East was constantly threatened by Central Asian invaders. was constantly threatened by Central Asian invaders. Fine. Then mention Central Asian invaders, full stop. Central Asians, Central Asians were nature worshippers. Central Asians were nature worshippers. Worshippers. And they were a threat to Islam. They were a threat to Islam. Full stop. Mention. In this situation, a new leader, known as Ghazi, was born in Middle East. Fine. Then mention in Middle East. The first Ghazi of Samanid was Mahmud of Ghazni. वैसे गजनी है कहाँ, किस कंट्री में? यस, अफगानिस्तान. ठीक है. देन मेंशन महमूद ऑफ गजनी, फुल स्टॉप. There were two tasks before Mahmud of Ghazni. There were two tasks before Mahmud of Ghazni. Number one, to protect the territory of Samanid. Number two, to protect Islam and further propagate it. Full stop. Mention. Ghazni was successful in defeating Central Asians. And he was also successful in converting many of them. Into Islam. Full stop. In his endeavor, he was supported by his court poet Firdausi. Then mention. Firdausi wrote Shahnama. Which created an indelible impact on many of Central Asians. And large number of them converted to Islam. Fine, full stop. Then change paragraph and mention. To fund his activity, to fund his activity, Gajni decided to invade. Gajni decided to invade rich temples of India. Rich temples of India. Full stop. Mention. In between 985 to 1025, in between 985 to 1025, he led 17 invasions of India. He led 17 invasions of India. 17 invasions of India, in which he led 17 invasions of India, in which not only he destroyed the temples, not only he destroyed the temples, but also destroyed the temples, but also committed some of the worst crime against humanity. Committed some of the worst crime against humanity. Committed some of the worst crime against humanity. Fine. Then mention after it. Full stop के बाद लिखो. Some of the worst crime against humanity. Full stop. His last attack on India. His last attack on India was Temple of Somnath. Was Temple of Somnath. And one concluding line you write. Though the image of Gajni, though the image of Gajni was of cultural regenerator, was of cultural regenerator in West Asia, but he was a plunderer, in Indian history. He was a plunderer in Indian history and a criminal who performed some of the most heinous crimes against humanity. Heinous crimes against humanity. Fine. So that's about this particular part, second invasion. Banned. Okay. मुझे कुछ नहीं पता चला. फिर से बताओ. हाँ हाँ. अच्छा. ओके. अच्छा. मे बी. ठीक है. कुछ ऐसे डेवलपमेंट्स होते रहते हैं. एक्चुअली आई थॉट दैट यू आर सेइंग अबाउट द डिफरेंट न्यूज़. There is one more news which I tell you, that the original Sivalinga was destroyed, but there was a tradition in the Somnath of building the Sivalinga with small stones. Then, so another tradition in the Somnath was that one Sivalinga is there, but then small stones and energy, that all the small stones, they are brought together on special occasions to build the Sivalinga's energy, and that is still surviving. So some of these stones were passed on by the priest who have kept it from the 1,000 years then in their families. It was passed on to Sri Ravi Shankar's organization. News देखा होगा तो पता होगा. ठीक है. What is his organization? Art of Living. ठीक है. So it was passed on to it, and you can see the news related to that. Then, so coming back to this part, this is the Mahmud of Ghajni's invasion. Now let's come to the third invasion, that is Muhammad Ghuri's invasion. एक बार सुन लो. तो मोहम्मद घुरी invasion, it is going to start in 1170 and will continue till 1206. So Muhammad Ghuri, who was he? So Samanid area which we have mentioned, so Samanid start कहाँ से होता है? अफगानिस्तान से लेकर सीरिया तक, ठीक है? This entire part is Samanid. Now you can imagine ग्लोब भी है, ठीक है? हाँ, we can, वैसे इतना बड़ा तो नहीं है, but then it is fine. मुझे खुद देखना होगा. तो सीरिया ओवर हेयर एंड कवरिंग द अफगानिस्तान पार्ट, एक लाइन यहाँ से बना लो मेडिटेरेनियन से लेके और अफगानिस्तान तक. डन. सो नाउ अंडरस्टैंड, in 12th century AD, a volatile situation, or basically that in Samanid area itself, the internal fight started. So Samanids were replaced by the Seljuks in the 12th century. Seljuk is basically that Samanid is dynasty, Seljuk is dynasty, but then the area is the same. ठीक है? तो पहले इस एरिया में मिडिल ईस्ट में Samanid was ruling, to which Ghazni was belonging. Now new dynasty has come, which is Seljuk. And Seljuk, I'll tell you a little bit about it. Seljuks will have Central Asian and plus Turkish origin, mixture of it. ठीक है? तो Seljuks are ruling in this area, but क्या हुआ? That two branches of Seljuks developed. Then one branch was the Ghazni branch and another was the Ghurid branch. Sorry, one branch was the Ghurid branch, another was the Khwarezmi branch. Then, so Ghurid and Khwarezmi branch, they started to fight with each other, and the reason of their fight, both of them wanted to control area of Syria. Then Syria was a very important place in those days then, and in fact from the ancient time, because Syria is considered as the cradle of civilization. From the world history perspective, it was the first place where agricultural practices started. It was the first place where the first metal copper was used. Then uske alawa, that Syria is known for some of the oldest cities of the world. Damascus, Aleppo, done. So these are some of the oldest cities of the world. From India, Banaras is in the list. Then it comes in top 5. So if we talk about the top 5 oldest cities of the world, so 3 of them are in Syria, one is India, and one I'm forgetting. Okay? It may be from Europe. Then, so understand. So Syria was important. They were fighting, these two branches were fighting for it. And in this fight, what happened? Khwarezmi branch defeated Ghurid branch. Then, and once the Ghurid were defeated, so they will not have any control on the West Asia. Now they have only control in the area between Central Asia and West Asia, that is Afghanistan and parts of Iran. So the ruler of the Ghurid area was Muhammad Ghuri. Then, so Muhammad Ghuri, now what he decided, that since he cannot expand in the western part, he decided that let's emulate the example of Mahmud of Ghazni, let's go to India. Right? So Muhammad Ghuri decided to invade India, and his campaign of India started. So initially he was 1170s when he started his campaign. He was quite successful. He comfortably annexed the area of Multan and Uch. Both are in Pakistan. Multan, to you already know, I hope. Then Uch also. So he comfortably annexed these two areas. Then after, he had a intention to once again loot the temple of Somnath. Then, and once again, temple of Somnath has been created by Raja Bhimdev Solanki. But this time, Gujaratis were well prepared. They defeated him. Then, now when he got defeat in Gujarat, so then he felt that he must expand in the northwestern India, particularly in the Indian Punjab. So the area which he targeted was the Tabar-e-Hind, which is modern Bhatinda district of the Punjab. So it is on the question of the Bhatinda or Tabar-e-Hind, he had a fight with Prithviraj Chauhan, who was the ruler of this area in 1191, which is called as Battle of Tarain. So in 1191, Prithviraj Chauhan thoroughly defeated Muhammad Ghuri, but later on what has happened, in 1192, he came with a greater preparation, greater support, and then after he defeated Prithviraj Chauhan. But देखो, इतनी भी simple story नहीं है, ठीक है? There are some other parts of it we need to know. So for example, there were many Rajput kingdoms at this time. who were ruling in the central part of India, western part of India, and so as the northern part of India. So what were these Rajput kingdoms? Any idea? Any of the names apart from the Chauhans? एक तो गहदौलाज ऑफ कन्नौज, ठीक है, गहदौला ऑफ कन्नौज, देन चौहान्स ऑफ अजमेर, देन उसके अलावा परमार्स ऑफ मालवा, देन चालुक्य सोलंकी ऑफ गुजरात, चंदेलाज ऑफ जीजक भुक्ति, ठीक है, जीजक भुक्ति इज बुंदेलखंड यू कैन से, so chandelas of jijak bhukti and so as the tomars of Delhi. So these were the Rajput dynasties which were ruling in the central India, western India, and so as the northwestern India. Now, out of these all dynasties which were ruling, that at the time of the invasion of Muhammad Ghori, the most powerful was Prithviraj Chauhan's Ajmer Chauhan dynasty. Then, and he was respected by all the other Rajput kingdoms, but then he had some issue, or maybe that Gehdola ruler had some issue with Prithviraj Chauhan. Then, so what was the issue? That Gehdola ruler was Jaichand. Then, and daughter of Jaichand was Sanyogita. So Jaichand organized a swambar for Sanyogita. Then, and swambar. So despite knowing that both that Sanyogita and Prithviraj Chauhan are in love with each other, so in a haste he organized swambar whereby he did not invite with Prithviraj Chauhan. Then, so he did not invite it, but how come he can stop his daughter? Then, so she had already sent the invitation. Prithviraj Chauhan came, she garlanded Prithviraj Chauhan and both eloped. Then, so this was a kind of you can say that humiliation for Jaichand. Jaichand was offended by it, and he can, in his anger and frustration, he can go to any extent. And that's how in 1192 he supported that Muhammad Ghori. So the reason of the defeat of the Prithviraj Chauhan is he did not got support of the some of the powerful kingdoms, particularly the Kannauj. So Prithviraj Chauhan was defeated and he was killed, and that led to the informal beginning of the Turkish rule. Okay? It's a kind of a extension. There is no new kingdom, but the north and the northwestern India becoming the part of the extension of the Ghurid kingdom. So what he has done, that he has posted, or he has appointed his trusted slave Kutubuddin Aibak to look after the Indian territory. So, and Jaichand was promised that he would be given the area of the Ajmer. For 2 years, Ajmer was there with him, but in 1194, in Battle of Chandavar, Kutubuddin Aibak comfortably defeated and killed Jaichand. Then, and Chandavar is basically आज का Itawa in UP. Then, so there he defeated once. So now he is formally ruling in India, but as an extension of the Ghurid Empire. Now, meanwhile, many a times Muhammad Ghori is going back to India, coming back from India, going to Kabul. Then, so 1206, what happened? That Muhammad Ghori, he had some victory in Afghanistan, and to celebrate this victory, he came to India. That he will be celebrating with Kutubuddin Aibak. While he has celebrated, while he was returning back to Kabul, in Salt range of Pakistan, he was killed by the Khokhars. Then, Khokhars were a Jat community, as I hope you know Jat community, Western UP, and so as that parts of Rajasthan, parts of Haryana. So, Khokhars were the Jats of the Salt range, and they killed Muhammad Ghori. When this news came, so instantly Kutubuddin Aibak declared that foundation of Delhi Sultanate, meaning no more it is extension of the Ghurid Empire of Afghanistan. It's a separate Sultanate of India and in India itself. So 1206 this declaration happened. Then fine. So now you can mention. बड़ा है, थोड़ा धीरे धीरे करके लिखते हैं, ठीक है? तो mention करो third invasion of Muhammad Ghori. Invasion of Muhammad Ghori. इस ईयर तो नहीं, but next year onwards, I would be expecting more question from the South Indian kingdoms. Why so? Because NCERT is going to include more chapters on the South Indian kingdoms. So be इस ईयर जो लोग एग्जाम दे रहे हो अभी तक के लिए तो ठीक है, but next year थोड़ा सा ज़्यादा पढ़ना पड़ेगा. तो I will definitely, I'll create new notes and then we'll give back to you. You know that how I'll be giving it then. तो but याद रखना कि next year onwards you have to read more from the small dynasties of the South India also. Definitely उससे question मिलेगा क्योंकि syllabus change होने वाला है, approve हो चुका है, और 2-3 more chapters would be added in the themes in Indian history part 1 and part 2 also. Then, so and I asked this question to minister also. So then they said, yes, it is going to happen. And then it happens every 20 years. There is a little bit of updation in the little bit, yeah, greater chunk updation in the NCRTs. So now the time is already arrived because last updation was in 1990s then. So 1990, sorry, 2000s then. So 20 साल से ऊपर हो चुका है. तो अब updation तो होगा उसमें, new chapters would be added. Fine. So mention करो, इसमें लिखो that in the 12th century AD, in the 12th century AD, Samanids of West Asia were replaced by Samanids of West Asia were replaced by Seljuks. Samanids of West Asia were replaced by Seljuks. Full stop. Over the period, two branches of Seljuks emerged. Two branches of Seljuks emerged in West Asia, that is Khwarezmi branch. You can see spelling Khwarezmi branch and Ghurid branch. Khwarezmi branch and Ghurid branch. Then, right? Both the branches started to fight with each other. Both the branches started to fight with each other on the question of establishing control on Syria. Control on Syria. Full stop. In this fight, Khwarezmi branch defeated Ghurid branch. Full stop. Then mention ruler of Ghurid branch. Muhammad Ghuri decided to divert his attention to India. To accumulate more finances and wealth. From 1170 onwards, he started invading Indian subcontinent. Full stop. he successfully annexed Multan and Uch. He successfully annexed Multan and Uch. But he faced defeat. He faced defeat in Somnath. At Somnath, he faced defeat at Somnath by Raja Bhimdev Solanki II. Bhimdev Solanki II. Mention. Now he started to concentrate. Now he started to concentrate to win the area of Tabar Hind. Area of Tabar Hind. Tabar Hind. Then, now he started to concentrate to win the area of Tabar Hind, Bhatinda in brackets, full stop, change paragraph, write little bit about the Rajput dynasties. ठीक है? So mention करो. Meanwhile, paragraph change करके लिखना. Meanwhile, North, Central and West India, meanwhile, North, Central and West India was ruled by many Rajput dynasties at this time who are, so mention Chauhans of Ajmer, then Chalukya Solanki of Gujarat, then Parmar of Malwa, then Chandelas of Jejak Bhukti, in brackets you can write Bundelkhand, Gehdola of Kannauj, and Tomars of Delhi. Tomar of Delhi. So Tomar, Delhi is Indraprasth. Fine. Then mention karo. The most powerful among Rajput dynasties, were Chauhans of Ajmer. Then mention, right? Bhatinda or Tabar-e-Hind was controlled by Chauhans. And mention, in first battle of Tarain, Battle of Tarain, 1191. Tarain, 1191. Ajmer ruler Prithviraj Chauhan. Ajmer ruler Prithviraj Chauhan thoroughly defeated Prithviraj Chauhan thoroughly defeated Muhammad Ghuri. Muhammad Ghuri. Fine. But later, in second battle of Tarain, 1192, but later, in second battle of Tarain, 1192, Muhammad Ghuri defeated Prithviraj Chauhan. Muhammad Ghuri defeated Prithviraj Chauhan with the support of Kannauj ruler Jaichand. With the support of Kannauj ruler Jaichand. एक नोट लिखो, write a note. In note you write, mention. Jaichand of Kannauj did not shared. Jaichand of Kannauj did not shared good relationship with Chauhans of Ajmer. Chauhans of Ajmer. Fine. Then mention. Daughter of Jaichand Sanyogita. Daughter of Jaichand Sanyogita eloped with Prithviraj Chauhan. Daughter of Jaichand Sanyogita eloped with Prithviraj Chauhan against the wishes of her father. Against the wishes of her father. Against the wishes of her father. Fine? Her father. So that's about the what is the background of it. And now, so what has happened? So what we mentioned, कि 1194 तक Jaichand is having a greater control on the areas of the Chauhans also, but 1194 he defeated and killed in Battle of Chandawar by Kutubuddin Aibak, and Kutubuddin Aibak declaring in 1206 foundation of Delhi Sultanate. So एक बार फिर से पैराग्राफ चेंज करो और लिखो, मेंशन करो, राइट एट in 1194 in Battle of Chandawar, trusted slave of Muhammad Ghuri, Kutubuddin Aibak defeated and killed Jaichand. And extended informal Turkish rule in northwestern part of India. Turkish rule in northwestern part of India. Fine? Northwestern part of India. Full stop के बाद लिखो. In 1206, when Muhammad Ghuri was killed by Khokhars. Khokhars in salt range, comma, Qutbuddin Aibak declared foundation of Delhi Sultanate. Foundation of Delhi Sultanate. So that's about the. So now write a title, Delhi Sultanate. So 1206 to 1526 is the timeline of Delhi Sultanate, and the first dynasty of the Delhi Sultanate is slave dynasty. So slave dynasty में 1209 लिखा है मैंने, 6 होना चाहिए. So 1206 से लिखो 1290, and third title you write Qutbuddin Aibak. (1206 to 10). 1210. So, though informally he was there in India for a greater period of time, 1290 से लेके 1210 तक 20 साल, ठीक है. But otherwise, as a ruler, he's just 4 years then. And moreover, though his victories were great, okay, were grand before 1206, after 1206, okay, he was in kind of met an unfortunate death. So first of all, Qutbuddin Aibak, when he declared the formation of the Delhi Sultanate, so he was in Lahore when the killing of the Muhammad Ghori has happened. So though the Sultanate was named as Delhi Sultanate, but the capital was Lahore, because he didn't had more time to go to Delhi then establish there. So Lahore was capital in the beginning. Then moreover, Qutbuddin Aibak was known for his charity, that organizing the charity when he has become the ruler. So in these 3-4 years, he did the charity in the amount of the lakhs. Then, so he was given a title of Lakh Baksha. But his tenure was not known for more political achievements in 1206 to 1210. He was playing a game of Chaugan. Chaugan is what? Horse polo. And while playing the game of Chaugan, he fell from horse and then he was trampled by the horses. ऐसे होता है ना कि वो भगदड़ मचती है हम बोलते हैं. So that's what happened, and then he was killed in that incident. So after his death, it's not like कि देखो, power is something where the fight will always happen, ठीक है. Power struggle is never smooth, it is not linear. Then, so though it may seem to us that in one political regiment that power is smoothly transition, there are many internal frictions also. अब यहाँ पे internal friction क्या था कि there were 3 slaves of Muhammad Ghori. One is Qutbuddin Aibak, another was Yalduj, and another was Kubacha. Okay? So Yalduj and Kubacha were also very powerful, and who have established control in Multan and Uch area. So now they started to fight out that they would be the rulers after the death of the Qutbuddin Aibak. But then it is the son-in-law of Qutbuddin Aibak, Iltutmish. But then dynasty of the Iltutmish was different. He was Ilbari dynasty. Then, so Ilbari tribe, he belonged to the Ilbari tribe. So he became the ruler in the later episode. Then, so in 1210, Iltutmish has come to power, and Iltutmish is regarded as the real founder of the Delhi Sultanate. Now, the question is कि slave dynasty का मतलब क्या है? ठीक है? So basically, ठीक है, that dynasty and the other thing, that tribe could be different. Then, slave is basically that those who were working under Muhammad Ghori were called as slaves. So slave का मतलब ये भी नहीं होता है कि they are doing the झाड़ू पोछा in this house. ठीक है? It means that कि their master is the Qutbuddin Aibak and they are under him. Then originally the Qutbuddin Aibak and so as the Iltutmish both are Turkish in origin. ठीक है? They were also called as, this dynasty sometimes is also called as Mamluk dynasty. So now we are talking about Iltutmish, who is considered as the real founder of Delhi Sultanate. So why real founder? First of all, he changed that, he corrected some of the anomalies which were there at this time. एक पहला कि capital of the Delhi Sultanate was not Delhi. So now he transferred the capital from Lahore to Delhi. फिर उसके अलावा he has initiated Ikta system. I'll explain these all. Then he also created a system of Chalisa, group of 40 ministers, and then he also released official currency of the Delhi Sultanate. So we'll have a discussion one by one. You write about the Kutubuddin Aibak. Right? So mention Kutubuddin Aibak में लिखो that and during his tenure, no big political annexation happened. No big political annexation happened. Then mention after it. Aibak was known for giving charity in the amounts of lakh. Aibak was known for giving charity in the amounts of lakh. As such, he was given title of Lakh Baksh. As such, he was given title of Lakh Baksh. He died in unfortunate fashion. While playing the game of Chaugan. Brackets में लिखना horse polo. Game of Chaugan, horse polo. Fine. After his death, fight for power started between Yalduj Kubacha and son-in-law of Aibak Iltutmish. Son-in-law of Aibak Iltutmish. Fine. So now you write Iltutmish as a title and this timeline 1210 to 1236. So let's understand about the tenure of the Iltutmish. So as I mentioned that he is regarded as the real founder of the slave dynasty or Delhi Sultanate basically. So his first initiative, as we mentioned, that he transferred capital from Lahore to Delhi. Then uske alawa second initiative that he is the one who started the official currency of Delhi Sultanate. And what is the official currency? So silver was the highest value coins then, and silver currency was known as Tanka. Then he also released copper currencies which were known as Jittal. So silver, Tanka, copper, Jittal. इसके अलावा ठीक है he created a group of 40 ministers, ठीक है 40 nobles basically, not ministers, so 40 nobles who were known as Tarkane Chehelgani, also known as Chalisa group. So these 40 nobles were supposed to give aid and advice to Sultan in all his political decisions. Done. So it's kind of a more of a decentralized politics which is there during the time of the Iltutmish, because more ministers, more nobles are there. इसके अलावा the last is very important because बिना रेवेन्यू पॉलिसी के कोई भी किंगडम आगे नहीं चलती है. तो he came up with the revenue policy of the Delhi Sultanate that is called as Ikta system. अब इसको understand करो what is Ikta system. You can correlate it with the मॉडर्न में पढ़ा होगा, मनसबदारी भी पढ़ा होगा. So इक्ता system. Now what is this इक्ता system? That under this system, land was classified into two types. First land would be called as Ikta land, and second is called as Khalisa land. So Ikta land and Khalisa land. So this is land for grant purpose, and this is royal land or crown land. Then moreover, as far as the percentage of these lands are concerned, कि किस category में कितना percentage है, तो this would be near about 80% then of the entire territory, and this would be near about 20% of the entire territory. Then, so this was the configuration approximately. Then, now understand, so this land is basically, इससे जो भी revenue collect होगा, whatever revenue that is collected, it goes to royal treasury. ठीक है? And royal treasury is at the expense of the sultan. So whatever money that is collected in the royal treasury through this land, it is at the expense of sultan. He will be spending it whatever way he wants. Mahal banana hai, he will create a mahal. Any building, any road, whatever he wants, he will do that then. But what about the revenue which is collected from the ICTA category? So this revenue is collected by ICTA holders, or they are also called as ICTA Das. And who are these? So these are the basically the military officers of the kingdom. Okay? So they are collecting the revenue, और इस revenue का first of all they are keeping their own salary, ठीक है, their own expense, and they are also paying the people who are working under them. ठीक है, तो जैसे if consider that you are एकता holder, so you are employing many soldiers, many horses, many other things, ठीक है, तो you will pay their salary also, and after paying those all, if anything is surplus, तो surplus amount is submitted to the royal treasury. ठीक है, so this is what was the system, that ikta system which started by Iltutmish. So mention karo, start karo. Iltutmish belonged to Ilbari tribe of West Asia. Ilbari tribe of West Asia. Fine. Then mention. He is often regarded as the real founder of Delhi Sultanate. He is often regarded as the real founder of Delhi Sultanate. Fine. Then mention. After it, real founder of Delhi Sultanate, full stop. He took following initiatives during his tenure. Fine. Then mention. After it, number 1. पहला लिखो. He shifted the capital of Delhi Sultanate. He shifted the capital of Delhi Sultanate from Lahore to Delhi. Fine. Number 2. He released official currency of Sultanate. That is, so writing on board, wait a minute. Silver tanka, that is silver tanka, and copper जित्तल. कुछ जगह पे जित्तल जे से भी लिखा है, तो बोथ आर, दोनों लिख लो, कॉपर जित्तल. फाइन. Then it was the second initiative. ठीक है, थर्ड लिखो. He came up with the official revenue policy. He came up with the official revenue policy of Sultanate. Official revenue policy of Sultanate, that is Ikta system. That is Ikta system. Fine. Then mention karo. Under this system, land was classified into two categories. Land was classified into two categories. That is Ikta land and Khalisa land. That is Ikta land and Khalisa land. Then mention. पहले खालीसा लिख लो. Khalisa land was approximately 20%. Khalisa land was approximately 20% area of Sultanate. 20% area of Sultanate. It was royal land. It was royal land, and all the revenue generated from this land, all the revenue generated from this land was submitted into royal treasury, which was at the expense of Sultan. Fine. Then mention karo. Ikta land was approximately 80% area of Sultanate. 80% area of Sultanate. This land was granted to military officers. This land was granted to military officers known as Ikta holders. This land was granted to military officers known as Ikta holders. Revenue generated from this land was meant for the expense of Ikta holders. And so as people working under them. Fine. People working under them. Surplus amount from this category was also submitted in royal treasury. So that's about the Ikta land or Ikta system. Fine. So now, uske baad it was third, na? So write number 4. Mention. Iltutmish also created a group of 40 nobles. Known as Turkane Chehelgani. ब्रैकेट्स में लिख लेना चालीसा ग्रुप। तुर्काने, चहलगानी और चालीसा, चालीसा ग्रुप। देन मेंशन करो these nobles were supposed to these nobles were supposed to provide aid and advice, aid and advice, aid and advice to sultan in his all political decision making, in his all political decision making. Fine. Then mention. After it you write in his all political decision making. So understand, 1236 was the final year in which he died. But before that, understand, something interesting has happened in medieval history of India. That is, Iltutmish overlooked when he was quite ill. So he overlooked claim of all his sons, and he chose his daughter Rajia to become the next sultan after his death. It was unusual, okay, of that ruler, and moreover that society was always patriarchal, and those were also the time that society was more patriarchal. But then choosing a lady to become the ruler, in fact she is going to become the first female ruler in India then. So but इसका एक इफेक्ट साउथ इंडिया में भी है, ठीक है. यू विल बी, हैव आई मेंशनड और नहीं, अभी तो वो एपिसोड आया ही नहीं है, दैट देयर वुड बी वन फीमेल रूलर इन सदर्न इंडिया, पर्टिकुलरली इन आंध्रा. कैन यू टेल मी? रुद्रमा देवी, ठीक है. सो रुद्रमा देवी, सी इज, can be said as not contemporary, but just after the death of Rajia Sultan, she will be the second female ruler of India, somewhere around 1265. Then, so understand that death of Iltutmish happened. Okay, Razia was about to become the Sultan, but as you know, patriarchal society and patriarchal setup. So one of the son of Iltutmish, whose name was Ruknuddin, then he became the ruler.